Weasel Will still in front. Buster Jones having a dip at him. Weasel Will fights on well. They hit the line. I think he's won it, Weasel Will, from Buster Jones. Photo third, either Brew or El Camino wide out. Then came Cerberus. Back behind them, Royal Caliph, Royal Blue and Fieldland together. Regal Royal out wider, and then Behemoth. Big Mac dropping out of it. So too did Hot Taste and Fasato. Judge Neat. Now Sheridan moved in. Sound has drawn gate 2 in the Ulster East colours. An attendant climbing out of the way there. Port Campbell stood well. An attendant in with Port Campbell and Sound, who stands up in readiness. They're away, and Sound got away okay with Bullwinkle down towards the inside. A little bit of tightening soon after the start, and Montan got squeezed out. Round Century is also involved in that, and Sound leapt the first one beautifully, landing in front of Bullwinkle on the rails. Nitro improving a little wider out, and Sheridan deeper still. They're followed by Bright Spot as they come to the second hurdle. Then Round Century improving out very wide. Around down to zero. Montan over on the inside, trailed by Port Campbell and Master at the third of 11 now, and Sound measures this one. Over he goes, about a neck clear from Sheridan second. A length away, Bullwinkle the inside, and then Nitro. Round Century travelling about 4 wide, turning out of the straight, and then Bright Spot and Montan in a tightly bunched field there. Back behind them, down to zero out wide, and they've got away on Port Campbell, who's next to last, and Past Master is last. Out they go to the 2000 on the Riverside now, and Sound booted away about a length and a half on Sheridan second. Round Century third, Bullwinkle tucked away fourth on the inside of down to zero. They're followed by Montan over on the inside of Nitro when they leap the first on the Riverside, and then just behind those is Bright Spot. A break of about 5 lengths then to Port Campbell, and Past Master had dropped out to be last of all by the 1800. Sound in front, Sheridan about a length away in second, followed then by down to zero third as they go over the next hurdle. Then Round Century, Bullwinkle enjoying a good run on the rails just off the pace, followed by Montan, and Nitro's out wide now. 2 lengths to Bright Spot, and about 6 or 7 lengths away in the field is Past Master in company with Port Campbell as they leap that hurdle. And out towards the 1400, Sound at his hurdle debut leads 3/4 to Sheridan second. Bullwinkle's had the cushy run right behind them. Over on the inside of Montan, and down to zero's been tracking wide as they go over the next one. Back behind those 2 lengths away is Nitro. Bright Spot under a lot of pressure, followed by Round Century, who's dropped out by the 1200, and then Past Master and Port Campbell. Sheridan went up and he's taken the lead from Sound. Sheridan drew a length in front of Sound as they prepare to come down the side with 3 to jump near the 1,000 metres. Montan's gone up quickly into third placing, 2 lengths to Bullwinkle, Nitro, then down to zero as they come along towards the third last one. And it's Sheridan at this one. Over he goes, about 2 lengths in front. Montan got to second. Sound's dropped back third on the inside, not responding to hard riding. Nitro's got past him. Then Bullwinkle, followed by down to zero and a long break behind those to Bright Spot, Past Master, Port Campbell, and Round Century dropped out last. 2 to jump at the 600. Sheridan led, Montan coming after it, 3 or 4 lengths away. Nitro plugging along gamely. Sound has run his race. He's battling on at the moment in 4th placing, and then Bullwinkle and down to zero. At the turn, Sheridan comes towards the second last. Down towards it with Montan giving chase on his outside, clear of Nitro. Sheridan over the second last one. He's drifted out a little to the middle of the track. Montan still trying hard. Only about a half length separates them. Here's the last one. It'll be very important. Sheridan at the last, just in front of Montan. Nitro trying to lift on the inside and coming. Sheridan 150 out in front of Montan. He's raced right to the outside. Montan to Nitro getting through on the rail. Sheridan, Nitro and Montan, a stirring duel. Sheridan, Montan, and they hit the line with Sheridan in the middle. Sheridan just winning from either Montan or Nitro the rail. They were well clear of down to zero. Then a break to Past Master, Sound, and then a gap to Bullwinkle, Round Century, Port Campbell, and Bright Spot last in. Stand by for numbers here. Madam Chloe stood up. Sabbath took the outside barrier, or is about to. Just the one to move in then. Just Sabbath to come in. All set now. Set to go. Away they go. Madam Chloe out fairly with Moving Time, and Sabbath got away fast towards the grandstand side. Did You Know heading towards the flat with in company there with Happy Challenger. So they are splitting these 2-year-olds. Gunnermatter going to the flat side is up there with those. Devil's Choice just inside it, followed by Exit Royale, who's last of the flat division, which is led by Did You Know. On the grandstand side, they might even be in front at the 600 metres here. Sabbath and the All Cerise over on the outside rail. Out there with it is Miss Power Bird, followed closely by Moving Time, and Madam Chloe is last of the 4 horses who are coming down the grandstand side, and they are well in front. Over on the flat, Happy Challengers raced up to go to the lead from Did You Know, and Gunnermatter out on the grandstand side, and Miss Power Bird is the leader from Madam Chloe. Sabbath can't go on. Moving Time is trying to get to them. The grandstand a minute in front, and it's Miss Power Bird racing away. She's 2 to 3 lengths to Madam Chloe, followed by Moving Time holding down third placing, but Miss Power Bird is racing away in a very impressive win. Miss Power Bird by about 3 lengths to Madam Chloe. Third probably went to Moving Time on the grandstand rail, ahead of Happy Challenger and Exit Royale down on the flat. Then Sabbath behind them with Gunnermatter, never came into it down on that flat side. Devil's Choice was next, and Did You Know, whichever it is, it's finished last of all. And we'll have them right to run. All in now, set to run at the 1400 metres. Third out of Flemington, all clears through. They're off and racing, and Glorious Morning fractionally slowed down on the inside. Red Covered got away well, and so did Ebony Beauty. Albright going forward. Katarina's up there too. Swanette eased back from a wide barrier. She's going to settle last of all as they went by the 1200 metres. Still plenty of pace about up front. Albright holding onto the rail. Katarina on her outside. Ebony Beauty travelling 3 wide. A length and a half away in behind them is Glorious Morning down on the inside. Happy Season is around it, and Red Covered travelling 3 wide. A length and a half, La Fornerina, who's also 3 deep around a little bit. Over on the rails just behind them is Borcelli, and 2 lengths to Swanette, the favourite, last by the 800, where Albright just led. Ebony Beauty on her outside, 2 lengths away to Katarina. Glorious Morning having a glorious run, 4th the inside, and then Red Covered, who's wide. Happy Season is next when they corner. They're trailed by Borcelli down on the inside, and then came just a little bit when they corner. La Fornerina is outside her, and then Swanette, who's coming with her run. As they corner now at the 500 metres, Albright and Ebony Beauty the leaders from Glorious Morning, who's quickly in the clear. Down the outside comes Swanette, and Red Covered is trying to go with her. Swanette is letting loose with a terrific finishing burst at the 250. She's sprinted to the lead over Glorious Morning. Then Borcelli, Red Covered, and just a little bit, but Swanette well clear with 120 to go. Opening up 3 to 4 lengths. It's impressive. She's dashing away from Glorious Morning. Borcelli just a little bit and Red Covered, but Swanette has won it very easily by 5 lengths to Glorious Morning getting second. Just a little bit, a neck away third, then Red Covered and Borcelli. A break, Ebony Beauty, Happy Season, La Fornerina, Albright, and Katarina dropped out to finish last. Well, she's come from last and just blown them away with 58 kilos. Number 4, Swanette, ridden by All in, $2 for Morphy, $1.40 the place. Off they go. He jumped away okay. 4 from the outside alongside him. Mizaki got away nicely. So did Bellandella Dream. Kid Calamity's up there too. Seaton Lass, the bolter, is booting up on the outside of them and wants the front. So as they went by the 100 the first time, Seaton Lass took over the running a couple of lengths in front. Mizaki is second. Bellandella Dream is third. And Morphy settles a length away fourth on the outside. A length to Kid Calamity. 2 lengths to Build Him, followed by We Ourselves. Receptor races 3 deep around Cargo Limit and Daly and Fella. Out towards the 2100 on the riverside, and it's Seaton Lass the leader, 2.5 lengths clear from Mizaki, a length and a quarter to Bellandella Dream, 2 lengths to Morphy, fourth outside Kid Calamity, and they're followed then by Build Him, We Ourselves on the rail, Receptor still travelling out 3 wide around Cargo Limit and Daly and Fella on the rail. Seaton Lass the leader, steadies the tempo now out towards the 1800 by 2 lengths Mizaki, a length and a half to Bellandella Dream, Morphy in a good place, fourth the favourite on the outside of Kid Calamity, and they're followed by Build Him, who's 2 lengths away outside We Ourselves. Receptor still out 3 wide around Cargo Limit and Daly and Fella on the fence. At the 1600 metres, and Seaton Lass the leader, 2 lengths clear, maybe a fraction more. Mizaki is second, Bellandella Dream is third, fourth a length away is Morphy, Kid Calamity fifth the rail, a length away in sixth placing the outside Build Him, followed by We Ourselves, Receptor, Cargo Limit and Daly and Fella is last by the 1400. No change in the order, and Seton Lass by a length and a half. Second, Mizaki. Bellandella Dream third. Morphy with the run of the race under Patrick Payne, followed then by On the Rails a length and a half away is Kid Calamity, and then came Built Him. Wonder We Ourselves. Receptor's been 3 deep the whole way. Cargo Limit between runners and a length and a half to Alien Fella. Seton Lass the leader as they neared the 1,000 by almost 2 lengths. Mizaki. Bellandella Dream third. Morphy is fourth. 2 lengths away Kid Calamity fifth on the inside of Built Him. A length Receptor, followed by We Ourselves down on the inside as they neared the home corner and go past the 800 metre mark, and 2 lengths to Alien Fella, who's back last with Cargo Limit next to last. It's Seton Lass the leader, being pressed and joined now by Mizaki. Bellandella Dream is third. Morphy poised to pounce fourth. Built Him is next, and then Receptor to the outside. Kid Calamity, We Ourselves, Cargo Limit. Alien Fella whipped them in as they corner, where Mizaki dashed to the lead. Morphy coming after him quickly as they set sail for the run in. Built Him pulled to the outside, running on fairly. Bellandella Dream is still there on the inside with Kid Calamity. Mizaki the leader, nearing the 300 metres. Morphy is now given full bore and is starting to go after him. Kid Calamity down on the inside. Mizaki, Morphy taking a long while to get there, still about a head behind, and Kid Calamity the rail. Mizaki and Morphy under the whip. Mizaki's giving him a real race. Mizaki's still ahead in front. He's holding on, and Mizaki has beaten the favourite Morphy by about a long head to a neck. Third, Kid Calamity 3 lengths away from Receptor, and then We Ourselves, Built Him, Alien Fella, Bellandella Dream, Kid Calamity back there with Cargo Limit, and Seton Lass dropped out to run last. Well, he had every one of 3 greys in the race being locked away now, and last up is going to be Violent Storm.
Let's go to Greg now for the call.
They're set to go as Violent Storm joins them. Favourite drawn in gate number 3. Just wanted to get his head in the adjoining stool. Now he stands up better. An attendant getting in there with Super Impressive. Just wanted to dance around a little bit in the gates. Off they go. He jumped okay. Super Impressive. Earlwood Manor first out from Merlin's Law. Super Impressive. Sir Richie just behind them with Quick Deception. Cade is booting forward looking for a front running position, and Tampico's in behind them early. Now as they go through the first 200, Super Impressive had crossed to just lead from Cade on his outside. Earlwood Manor in behind them third, and they're followed by Quick Deception, who's travelling out wide. Merlin's Law in that bunch too. Sir Richie between horses. 2 lengths to Tampico. 2's Apollo, and they're trailed by Green Raider and more than 2 to Violent Storm. Super Impressive led the field though out to the 1200 metres. He's almost a length on Cade. Earlwood Manor just behind them third. 2 lengths to Richie, and they're trailed by Merlin's Law down on the inside, and Quick Deception, she's out racing wide. A length and a half further back Tampico, and they're trailed by Green Raider and next Apollo, and 2 lengths to Violent Storm. 900 to go now, and Super Impressive in control, leading by about a neck to Cade. He's outside. Earlwood Manor with the drop on the 2 leaders. 2 or 3 lengths further back Merlin's Law on the rails. Sir Richie the centre, and Quick Deception's been wide from the time go. A length and a half Tampico, Green Raiders, Apollo, and Violent Storm is last as they neared the corner at the 600 metres, and Super Impressive doing it okay. A neck to Cade, Earlwood Manor, then Quick Deception going up fourth on the outside. Tampico pulls out wide now at the top of the straight, followed by Merlin's Law, and as they set sail for the run in next, Green Raider on the rails. Super Impressive the leader. Payne just asking for a little bit of something now on the rails, coming quickly as Tampico out 4 wide. Super Impressive now finding a bit from Tampico. Cade, Quick Deception, and Merlin's Law coming on. Super Impressive now under the bat at the 200. He hasn't been able to get away. Merlin's Law swamps them out wide. Merlin's Law race to the lead. Earlwood Manor going with him. Merlin's Law and Earlwood Manor, with Merlin's Law doing too well, and Merlin's Law by a length to Earlwood Manor. Photo third, it's either Quick Deception or Super Impressive, so the bubbles burst here. Then Cade and Tampico, a gap to Green Raiders, Apollo, Violent Storm, and Sir Richie last of all. Number 11 is the winner, Merlin's Law, ridden by Bruce McDonald. Gave him a cosy run. Escorts moved up, completed the lineup. The 8 runners are set to go, and they're off immediately at the 1400, and Darahim flew out of the gates, landed in front of Jump and Jive and Rekkabar. Escorts got away well, followed by Macabeo, Carolina Moon, Sir Linford, and Mighty Impulse settled last of the 8. Darahim at the 1200, led by a little over a length to Rekkabar. Jump and Jive third, the inside of Escorts. About 2, Carolina Moon racing out wide around Macabeo, Sir Linford the rail, and a length and a half to Mighty Impulse last at the 1000. Darahim the leader, a little more than a length on Rekkabar. Jump and Jive 2 away third on the inside of Escorts. A length and a half or two further back in the field then came Carolina Moon over on the outside of Sir Linford. Macabeo second last and Mighty Impulse last of the 8 as they neared the corner. Darahim trying to do it all, a little more than a length as he swings for home from Rekkabar and Jump and Jive. Escorts fourth, the outside as they corner. Sir Linford the rail from Macabeo. Carolina Moon and Mighty Impulse is saving himself up for one sweep at them, easing out wide when they enter the straight. Darahim coming away from the rails leads. Rekkabar is after him on the outside, followed wider out then by Mighty Impulse. Jump and Jive and Sir Linford behind them from Macabeo. Darahim the leader at the 300 metre mark. On the outside is Mighty Impulse with Carolina Moon. They're both starting to come home well. Darahim at the clock tower, the leader. Mighty Impulse near the outside fence is starting to pick him up with Carolina Moon. Darahim headed now by Carolina Moon and Mighty Impulse. Carolina Moon and Mighty Impulse, they're coming to the line together. This is pretty close. Mighty Impulse outside and Carolina Moon close up Darahim, then Macabeo, followed by Sir Linford and Rekkabar, and then Jump and Jive and a gap to Escorts last of all. Mighty Captain Cortez joined them. So they're all in the stall, set to run. 1100. Set to go. Racing now. Crystal Academy out fairly. Pyrrhac Gold got away okay. Ulrico shows some pace in the early part. Burning Clay in behind them early as they settle down and race down towards the 850 metres now. And here it's one of the leaders, Burning Clay, with Captain Cortez against the rail. Ulrico is up there with those horses too. Crystal Academy and Freeman just off them, followed then by Scrupulous Fighter, who's close to the middle of the track. Lucky Day isn't far away from the speed over this side, followed then by our Floral Prince. Pyrrhac Gold in that bunch. Wild Man is last of all as they came towards the 400 metres now. Captain Cortez on the rail, Burning Clay and Ulrico just about a line of 3 ahead of Freeman. Crystal Academy is working into it very well, and then Pyrrhac Gold getting into the clear, followed by our Floral Prince. Crystal Academy struck the front from Ulrico. Burning Clay, they're followed by Pyrrhac Gold, who's under the whip and battling a bit, and then our Floral Prince at the clock tower. Crystal Academy the leader from Ulrico. Burning Clay, our Floral Prince and Pyrrhac Gold. Crystal Academy about a length in front. They're swapping him late, but he'll hold on, and Crystal Academy's won it. Photo for the minors, Pyrrhac Gold and our Floral Prince, and close up Ulrico the outside. Then Burning Clay, Classic Day, followed by Freeman, Wild Man, Lucky Day, Scrupulous Fighter and Captain Cortez. Crystal Academy, probably the best backed in the race, has landed a double for Brett Preble. All in 1400 metres, set to go. A little movement there, an attendant holding onto a tail to steady one. All clear through, gates are back and they're off, and De Cash missed the start on the outside by about a length and a half or two. Dane Force was the first to ping out, headed by Hidden Claws. Prize Fighter got away well. Judges Chamber just off them on the inside, and Real Boy's going forward. As they settle through the first 200, Hidden Claws led. Real Boy got to second. Judges Chamber a length away third on the inside, closely followed by Dane Force. Then came Prize Fighter. Saboteur getting through on the inside with Network News. They're trailed by Ready to Walk, a length and a half further back in the field. Smicer's Defence, Rancho's Toy, Ramigo and 2 De Cash. As they came up the side by the 800 metres, Hidden Claws in the centre is a narrow leader. Saboteur's gone through along the inside to nearly join it before the turn. Real Boy out wider. Judges Chamber just off them, followed by Network News and then Dane Force. Prize Fighter behind them and then Ready to Walk. Rancho's Toys under the whip down on the inside, followed by Smicer's Defence, Ramigo and De Cash from last. Hooks out wide. In the straight now, Hidden Claws is the leader. From running after it now is Judges Chamber. Real Boy next, and then Saboteur down to the inside. Dane Force Ready to Walk, and De Cash is on the outside rail. Hidden Claws nears the 200 with a good lead over Judges Chamber. Saboteur can't go on. Ready to Walk coming down the outside, but Hidden Claws still the leader. 100 metres to go. Over 2 lengths in front of Ready to Walk, getting to second, and then Network News, but Hidden Claws takes it out easily from Ready to Walk. Network News about a neck away third, then Judges Chamber, De Cash, Saboteur, Dane Force, followed by Smicer's Defence, Real Boy, long break to Prize Fighter, trailed in by Rancho's Toy and Ramigo. Hidden Claws is the winner, number 13. Took the lead a long way from home and just kept running in the straight. It's about the quickest of the races over the 1400 today, 2 at 1:24.5. Number 13, Hidden Claws, written by Vlad Durick for training.